Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Udell. I'm the Communications Director for Arizona NORML, and I'm joined today by Mike Robinette, the Director of Southern Arizona NORML. So here we are. We are 4 days away from the election. Believe it or not, 4 days away, and we're looking pretty good. Not guaranteed yet. We got to do everything we can over the next several days to get us over the finish line. So with that being said, Mike, what can folks do that are listening to get involved?
I was waiting for that question, John, and let me tell you, there is a major, incredible opportunity for everyone to be a part of this historical moment. We're 4 days away from making history in Arizona by legalizing adult use marijuana for 21 years old people and older in Arizona. And really, there is one major way to make that happen over this weekend, and that is to legitimately call registered voters who have not yet voted to have that conversation. One, to get out the vote, and two, if they're on the fence, to sway them in our direction. Phone banking has been powerful. I'm going to let you, John, after I just advertise the dates, talk about the amount of calls we've been making in the last 3 weeks. But we've been having a great time. I've been on every phone bank since the inception. Well, not the inception of phone banks, but the inception of phone banks relative to Pebble listing, permanent early voting list, as well as get out the vote. So I'm having a great time. I think we've had no one leave phone banking saying, wow, I didn't enjoy that. We have everyone inspired at the end of phone banking because we do a debriefing, as you know, John. So here is the easiest, the most simplistic way that all of you can make a real difference in legalization and take ownership in this process over the weekend. It's phone banking. We're going to be doing double shifts, creating 4 shifts just over the weekend. So this Saturday, we're going to start at 10:45 a.m. local time to 1 p.m. We're going to take a small break because we're human, and then we're going to be right back at it at 2:45 p.m. this Saturday until 5 p.m. But wait, that's not enough, because we're going to take a small nap, maybe slumber a bit Saturday night, but then we're back on Sunday morning, 10:45 a.m. Sunday morning to 1, a little break, and then right back at it again at 2:45 p.m. Sunday until 5 p.m. And if that's not enough to quench your appetite to get legalization done, we have a final phone bank set up for Monday from 4:45 p.m. to 7 p.m. And I'm going to let John kind of give some anecdotal experiences, what he's experienced in phone banking, because I know we watch each other when we do phone banking, and John's always got a smile on his face and having a great time. So, John, what do you think of the phone banking experience?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. It's really rewarding. It's one of the best ways that you can take ownership in legalization. It's really simple. You can sit in your chair at home, sit on your couch, kick back and relax, and really engage with voters. And that's the name of the game. That's what it's all about. We talk a lot about being a grassroots organization here at Arizona NORML, and we are. And this is one of the real cornerstones of grassroots democracy. So I think it's an incredibly fun and rewarding thing to do. And you'll have plenty of opportunities over the next several days, as Mike pointed out there. And as he also suggested, we've been doing this a lot. So to date, so far, we have made over 36,000 phone calls to Arizona voters, trying to persuade them to do the right thing and vote yes on Prop 207.
And did you say over 36,000?
Yeah, that's 100% right, Mike. We've made tens of thousands of calls. We think we've got tens of thousands of more calls to go. We've been clocking in at about a clip of over 6,000 calls a shift generally. And we think we're going to ramp that up over the next several days, but we want you to get involved with us. So please do not hesitate to reach out. As Mike said, it's really fun. It's easy. It's fun. You get to engage with other voters. We've got a great group of core members that join into every call. And we've had a lot of great experiences. We've talked to a lot of no voters and persuaded them to maybe, sometimes to yeses. Spoken with a lot of maybe voters and really convinced them to do the right thing and vote yes on 207. And I'll tell you, that's one of really the most rewarding things that I've experienced in all of my time being a part of Arizona NORML, is the voter engagement and knowing that, you changed someone's mind, you made a difference, and you affected the outcome of this election. So oftentimes it's really good results, switching no's to maybes, maybes to yeses. There's also a lot of entertaining experiences that happen there too. You hear a lot of great stories. We had someone chatting with us about Gilligan's Island last night. We've had helped some folks go ahead and help them get registered for medical marijuana cards,
Right.
pointing them into the right direction. So really just trying to inform voters and engage with them. And from time to time, too, I'll say that I've had some conversations that have really reminded me of what brought me into this fight. So at some point earlier this week, I spoke with someone on one of the reservations in northern Arizona whose family member is currently in jail right now for possession of small amounts of marijuana. And she was asking about what Prop 207 means for her with regards to the expungement provisions. And of course, they'll be very helpful. And it's just really great to keep in mind all of the impacts and the real world benefits that Prop 207 will have. It's not such just an abstract thing. Maybe you've got a medical card and you're thinking, I've already got what I need. Well, there's a lot of other folks out there who don't, and they really need this. It'll make a huge difference in their life. And is that kind of comparable to your experience, Mike?
Absolutely. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've had an occasional negative phone call. We all do, but we put them behind us as soon as they happen. We laugh them off and we move forward. It's been an incredible experience for me. I view it as not only are we doing get out the vote, and not only are we really being part of this historical moment in Arizona as we move toward legalization, I view it also as this is a really, really big responsibility and charge for each of us that phone bank, because and I mentioned this last night, I believe that we're not just phone bankers. What we really are, we're ambassadors for cannabis. And every person that we call in their homes and discuss cannabis is a positive thing for our movement and in doing outreach. And so that's what's been for me the most positive thing, John, and I know you've had this too, where you talk with someone, they seem a little put off by the phone call, you get into the conversation, and then you're having a great conversation and quite possibly swaying someone to our side. I find it to be, it's just like you said, this is the epitome, the apotheosis of grassroots democracy. It really, you cannot get any more grassroots than calling someone from your home and having a conversation with that person, knowing too that we're not just spinning our wheels. We're not just calling a random list of people going, hi, we're calling registered voters on the permanent early voter list who have also, through some data analysis, demonstrated a propensity to possibly be a 207 yes voter. So we have highly targeted the list in who we're calling, so that we know that we're not just spinning our wheels. We're actually talking to legitimate voters. And that's where I see the power in phone banking.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mentioned earlier about these phone calls and how they can make it, from my perspective, legalization less of an abstract sort of experiment. And I think it goes both ways. People take that away from their interactions with us too, and they think, it's not just some random person getting to party. It's some real human being who's not so different than I am and shares a lot of the same values and beliefs and is a nice person who their rights are being infringed and that it's wrong. So I think there are a lot of benefits on both ways. It really humanizes the initiative effort. So to the extent you can get out and help us out, we would love to meet you. Love your help. Love to chat with you too before and after. It's always a really good time. So
it really is. And just as an added bonus, we do this. We start every phone bank with an organizational Zoom training call. And after that, while we're doing the calls, so that we can kind of have that feeling of solidarity and we're working together as if we're in a physical phone bank where we can feed off each other's energy, what we do is we keep the Zoom call open. And so we can kind of watch each other do our calls and chat simultaneously so that we can joke, have fun, complain, whatever we want to do to get through the phone banking by inspiring each other in that solidarity of working together toward a common goal. I'm inspired by doing it. And the thing is, by doing double shifts this weekend and one more on Monday, we're leaving nothing on the table relative to our efforts to get legalization done in Arizona. And for me, knowing that is really incredibly rewarding. Knowing that John Udell and Mike Robinette are making a difference with what we believe in. And that's the power in the phone banking.
Yeah, I completely agree. One of my favorite quotes that touches on politics is the Teddy Roosevelt quote about being the man in the arena, and how we should all try to be the man in the arena, and that's who counts. It's not the critic and the bystander who points fingers and complains. It's the person who gets in there and really tries to make a difference. And I think that goes to why I find phone banking so rewarding, is knowing that, I'm doing on a personal level what I can to make a difference. And regardless of the outcome of the election, I'll be able to sit back and know that, what I did, my position mattered, and I did something that counted. And that's really rewarding. And to a couple of your other points about the Zooms, you'll get to, if you come and join us on Monday, you'll get to see the political director of NORML dancing away to some funky little hold music. That's always a good time. The chat box is always a real party. Get to hear about everyone's funky experiences on the phone. So it's a really great time. Phone banking is wonderful. But really, I strongly encourage you to get out and vote. At a minimum, again, we are 4 days away. The deadline for sending your ballot back through the mail expired a couple of days ago, but that doesn't mean that you can't vote. So there's a lot of other ways you can do that. I just dropped my ballot off yesterday at my polling place in downtown Phoenix. It was really easy, hassle-free. I walked in, there was no line, dropped it in a box, walked out. It was a very safe experience. I would expect that that level of safety will continue up through Tuesday. But if for any reason you feel uncomfortable with going into a polling place, maybe you've got a low-grade fever, you've got a cough, and you don't want to expose other folks to your potential symptoms, or you're concerned about your being exposed to somebody else with symptoms, you can still get out to vote on Tuesday. So when I was out at the polling place yesterday, I noticed a wonderful sign that said curbside voting is available. I don't know how widespread that's going to be outside of Maricopa County or maybe downtown Phoenix, but I suspect it will be. So if you fall into those buckets of people who either are really concerned about COVID exposure of yourself, or you exposing other people to your potential symptoms, I've got a great phone number you can call. It is 602-506-2307. And that's how you can go ahead and make sure you're all set up for curbside voting. So at a minimum, get out, make sure your voices are heard. Even if you don't agree with us, still get out. This is America. You want to have your voice heard at the election. Many people have laid down their lives for this right over the years. So really strongly encourage you to do that, and just make sure that your voice is heard, your finger is on the scale. So with that, anything else that you want to add here, Mike?
I do want to say that is the most valuable piece of advice that we've given today, really, other than joining us for phone banks, is vote. John, you are so correct. People have given so much for our freedom to be able to vote in our democracy. And honestly, I agree with you. It doesn't matter how you vote. And that's something that in phone banks, I really emphasize. If I have someone who just tells me, I don't agree with 207, I don't take it personally. And what I really am adamant on doing with a person like that is to just say, that's not important. What is important is your vote, and that you did vote. And John, that is great advice. Get your vote in, because that's our country. That's our democracy. And when we lose that, we lose America. So please do your best, whatever you need to do to vote. And join us for phone banking over the weekend, of course, also.
Yes, please do that too. Thank you all so much for your time. It's been lovely speaking with you, Mike, and thank you to all of our viewers.
Great being you as always, John.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
And we'll see you in phone banks.